Good evening, everybody. What's up? It's the one and only African superstar back at it again, live streaming. Much love to the channel. I decided, hey, let me come and check in with you guys on the weekend. I hope you guys are doing great. I'm going to talk about this topic tonight. This message goes out to all my leaders, all my visionaries, all my renegades, my avant garde people. This message is for you. Before I get into it, I want to make you aware of my upcoming tour here in Ghana. I would love to see some of you guys join. If you want to spend some one-on-one time with me, Mr. Taye Uhuru, if you're an African superstar music lover, or you're just ready to come to Ghana, our tour is for you. The dates are October 19th through the 26th, 2025. All details about the trip are available on Mr. Taye Uhuru's website, and that is www.tayeehuru.com. So please, it's a limited offer, limited time offer, limited space. So if you're interested in the tour, please do reserve your spot today. Big shout out to the African Superstar family. Guys, when you come in here, you know the code. Come and see me in the chat room. You can let us know where you're watching us from. Any other comments as well. I'm going to open up the chat room today for you guys to call in if you have anything to add to the topic. Today, I want to talk about 10 years ago. I was actually talking to a friend earlier, and they brought it to my attention that, yeah, it's almost the 10-year anniversary of when I received my British passport. Yes. So, for those of you guys that don't know a little bit of my story, I'll share my story with you. So obviously, I'm born and raised in Columbus, Ohio. Shout outs to any other Ohioans. I know I do have some of my former classmates from the University of Cincinnati, some of my friends from my hometown, Columbus, that do watch the channel. So much love. Shout outs to all Buckeyes and uh, Buckeyes, Bengals, Browns, and Bearcats in the building. Shout outs to Brown Coat Blue. He's the first in the building. Thank you so much for being on Code. So obviously, I'm born and raised in Columbus, Ohio. And my journey of preparing to leave the country, it started in 2014, let me say. I had been very unhappy with, the lifestyle in the Western world. I think a lot of Black people are unhappy. It seems to be quite a repetitive theme. However, when it comes to the recourse that we have to respond to that unhappiness, we usually have a few channels. The first channel is just deal with it like it is. A lot of your peers will encourage you to just endure it. A lot of your family members will encourage you to just endure it. Oh, you have a good job. You work for the government. You work for the state. I used to work for JP Morgan Chase as well as United Healthcare. I work for other banks like PNC, Fifth Third, and so on and so forth. Shout out to Lawmaker Blue. I ain't seen you, brother. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Shout outs to my moderators, everybody with the wrench. I see you guys there. Yes, I'm talking about the backstory of what brings us here today. Okay. So I was disgruntled, to say the least, with the lifestyle that I had, because obviously the lifestyle that I had, I was supposedly should have arrived. I should have arrived. Okay. I had the corporate job. I was married. I had a car. I was a college graduate. I had a decent income, and I was supposed to be okay with that. But I was not happy with the systematic racism, the cold weather, the cost of living, the slave life. And I felt very alienated because, again, my peers were okay with it. They had accepted it, that that was how it was going to be. And I remember the first time I got passed up for a promotion on the job. And it rushed me like, you guys ever know when you're watching those movies and they have like the time warp where, memories from the past come back. Literally, that's what happened to me. I started thinking about, experiences that my mother had told me about in the workplace. And I thought about what my best friend was also going through at the same time, working for Procter and Gamble in Cincinnati. And then I thought about the civil rights, and I thought about the racial construct, and it hit me like a ton of bricks that, oh my God, this is going to be life. And I was newly in my career. So I was thinking to myself, how am I supposed to do 30-ish years of this drama? You know what I mean? And it had me in a very depressed kind of state of mind, because I'm a very progressive person. I'm a very goal oriented person. So coming to the realization that no matter what I did, I was still going to be under these pretenses. And, I am not a money chick. That might surprise some of you guys, but I'm more of a quality of life person. So for me, there's a lot of things that's more important than money. Peace of mind, quality of life, rest and relaxation, upward mobility. Those kind of things mean a lot to me. And I'm not the type to just, put up and shut up. You feel me? So anyway, just trying to kind of set the stage of where I was in my head. So I had this plan, prior to getting married, that on my 30th birthday, I was going to go to the UK because I had always wanted to go. And that was going to be like my big milestone birthday because I always traveled on my birthday, which let's see if we have any family members. Do you guys know when my birthday is? First trivia question. Let's see if anybody knows it. Because I got some people that's been viewing for a long time. At least you could give me the month if you don't know the day. But I'm going to give you guys a couple tips. I release music on my birthday. So my last EP, which is called Iconic, I dropped it on my birthday. And then the EP prior to that, which celebrated my 40th birthday, STAR, I also dropped it on my birthday. Does anybody know? Hello, hello, hello. Does anybody know when my birthday is? I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes. Okay, so like I said, prior to getting married, wrong, brown coat, blue, but close, but wrong, close, but wrong. I am a Cancer though, so okay, another tip. So I release music, and I'm a Cancer. So if you guys know those things, it's not July, so try again. So anyway, I wanted to go to England for my 30th birthday. And at the time, I was still kind of a newlywed. So, I had discussed it with my husband, and he said it was going to be an expensive trip and that I could, you know, um, travel there at a later date. And I said, okay, that's fine. I'm agreeable. Huh? I'm not like you boss chicks out there. I'm agreeable with my man. Hello. So I said, okay, fine. And I actually went to Bermuda for my 30th birthday. He actually, paid for me to go to Bermuda and spend time with my family for my 30th birthday, which was actually quite nice. I mean, it wasn't my big London trip, but yeah. So, some other events started happening between the two of us. And I said, you know what? I put off my birthday for the sake of the family, for the sake of you. But now I'm about to do me. Hello. And I'm going to London before my 31st birthday. So I decided in 2014 to go to London like about the springtime. I think I went around March, thereabout. Okay. So I went to London and I had a great time. Stayed in zone 1. You know what I'm saying? I got a hotel in Sussex Gardens. I was like in the heart of London. I took a helicopter trip. I mean, I was balling out, y'all. Hella. I used to be a baller, okay? Because when I look at the money I used to spend, it's like wild. I used to spend a lot of money on trivial things. Crazy. But anyway, so I went to London, had a great time. You know what I'm saying? During the course of that visit, I made some friends. Shout outs to my homeboy Kofi, one of my classmates from the University of Cincinnati. And when I went to the UK, he actually, okay, good job. Brown Coat Blue. He came back again for the remix. Yes. My birthday is June 26th. Shout outs to Brown Coat Blue. So originally, I was supposed to go to the UK for my 30th birthday, June 26th of that year. Okay, 2013 would have been my 30th birthday. So, I went to England. I loved it. I had a great time. And during the course of that visit, I made a lot of acquaintances, courtesy of my bestie, Kofi, who is my college, my college Ghanaian buddy that kind of introduced me to the community. And, he's really the critical person that got me involved and got me really well connected and all that. So when I was going to London, he was like, yo, I got a lot of friends there. So he hooked me up with a bunch of his friends. So I made friends when I went to London. And I loved it. You know, I had a great time. So about 6 months later, I decided to go back because I was in my pre-divorcing stage. So I was, anybody who's been divorced, you kind of get that second wind, that divorce, that bachelor spirit comes over you when you know things are going some type of way. So I was in full bachelor mode at that point. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going back to the UK. And I went back in 6 months, right? So all this is going on in 2014. So I go back, and during the course of that visit, I had a conversation with one of my newfound Ghanaian friends. And I was telling them that, I really just dreaded going back to the States. Like, I was always having so much fun on my international travels. At this point, I had been to Puerto Rico, I've been to Mexico, I've been to Bermuda, I've been to Italy. And then I had been to the UK. I had been to, at this point, yeah, it was 2014. So that's about where I had been so far. And so I was telling him, what's up, Tamika? I see you there, sweetie. Yeah, I'm telling you guys a story. Hello. Yes, I hope if you guys like the story, let me see a number one. The story, it's interesting, right? If you guys are enjoying the story, some of my longtime viewers, you guys have heard the story time and time again, but obviously it bears repeating because of the topic of this live stream, which is 10 years ago, which was 2015. So I'm building the stage up to getting there. So I was in the UK, autumn time 2014. I had this conversation with a friend of mine, and I was just telling him, like, I just dread going back to the US every time I have to go. And I'm just sick of it. I always have a great time on my international travels, and then I have to go back. And he was the catalyst that said, have you ever thought about living abroad? Okay. And at that time, I really had not entertained it. Obviously, I know a lot of Westerners, it's just such a foreign thing for us to think about living abroad. Many other international people, they might live in multiple countries during their lifetime. But I think for Westerners, it's just not that likely. We're never promoted. We get very little accurate information about the outside world. When we try to look at avenues to do it, it's like, you see a lot of avenues going to America, going to the UK, going to Canada. But when you're an American that wants to settle in Latin America, settle in Asia, settle in Africa, at that time, I just couldn't find much resources about it. And especially from Black people, so at that time, I didn't know anyone from my demographics that had left the US and went to the UK. Like, I literally had no one that I could get insight from on the process. Now, my mother's a Bermudian. Yes, shout outs to my mom. And there was provision in the law at that time, which I'm pretty sure with all this hatred towards immigrants, they may have changed it by now. But there was a provision that I could qualify for British citizenship through descent because my mother was a Bermudian at the time that England was still controlling the island. So there was like a little, loophole, right? So I applied for my British passport. Hello. I'm going to give you guys some props. Hello. Shout outs to you guys. Okay. We got to have a little prop action. Hello. So again, during this process, I really was not very vocal about it with a lot of people because I've learned how, unfortunately, a lot of Americans respond to different things. They can be quite negative and they can be quite discouraging, and so I just basically said to the ancestors, I said, okay, I'm going to apply for this British passport. The few people that I did talk to, they told me it was going to be difficult for me to get British citizenship because I was American And, you know, there were actually people I knew at that point in England that had been going through the process to get their naturalization or whatever for years. And, you know, it just seemed improbable. But I said to the ancestors, I said, okay, if you open this door for me, I'm going to take it as a sign that I should get it. I should go. You know, if you give me the passport, because for those of you guys that, you know, don't have multiple passports, passport gives you the right to work and live in a place. Okay. So, you know, I didn't need a visa to go to the UK or anything like that. Once I had a British passport, I'm considered a full citizen there. So anyway, I applied. And I remember a couple times, you know, the UK government would send me a letter saying they need additional information, and I would provide it for them. And it took about, I'd say I applied maybe December of 2014, and I received my British passport. Hello, here it is. It's all worn out now. Look at the look. The print is gone. See, there was an emblem. Now this is the European Union, huh? Because your girl, listen, I got to tell y'all the history. See, it's important to have the track record. So this was the European Union British passport. Okay, so at the time this was pre-Brexit, huh? Shout out your girl. So my British passport comes in the post, and when I told my friends that I had received the British passport, because at the time I didn't even really understand what it meant to have it. You know, I just thought, okay, I've got it. I didn't realize it meant that I could work and live in the UK. I was a full citizen just like that. So I got my passport and I called a friend of mine in the UK and I was like, oh my God, my passport's in, you know, and I showed him on video call and he's like, what? And he couldn't believe it. He was totally gutted. And I said, okay, all right. So this is the story. Okay, this is the story. I don't know if y'all could see the details. Hold on. Can y'all see the details? It says March. I don't know if y'all could see. Hold on. Can y'all see? Like March 6, 2015. Okay, receipts. All right. So once I got the passport, I said, okay. At this point, my divorce is underway and stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not wasting another minute of my time in this country. I was also working on, I was in school at ITT Tech doing my project management course. So I told myself, okay, 2016, I gave myself a year from when I received the passport. I was like, let's get it in. Let's get out of here. Let's go. Okay. So during the course of 2015, I was working, I was saving up money. When the lease on my apartment was up, you know, I moved back in with my parents after my divorce. And I said, okay, I'm just going to save up my money and get ready for this move. Now, at this time, nobody knows that I'm planning, you know, like maybe one or two people, my big sister, you know, a couple of my girlfriends, but it's under wraps. Okay. It's under wraps 100%. So 2015 goes by. 2016 rolls in. Okay. So during this time, I have the passport, but I'm just still trying to like determine what I'm going to do. So I went to Mexico. 2016 is also the year I went to South Africa. I also went to Ghana. That was my first time. Now I love Ghana, but I was thinking like, how am I going to, you know, pivot? Because obviously, like I said, I was coming out of a divorce. So I was starting from, you know, block one. I didn't take anything from my husband. You know what I'm saying? No alimony, no nothing. We just broke ways and went our different directions. So I had to, you know, stabilize myself. So I went to South Africa. I went to Ghana. Loved Ghana, but I knew that I wasn't really in a position to go. But I was like, I got to get out of this country. Like like lawmaker, I have to go. Like the time, you know, for me, the time was just so imperative. It was just so imperative, right? So after my trip to South Africa and Ghana, I did those trips together. I went to South Africa for 3 weeks, and then I came to Ghana for a week, and then I came back to the US, and that was in December of 2016. Okay. So the new year comes around. Okay. I really quite like Mexico, actually. So I went back to Mexico again. Went back to Mexico, I'd say like February of 2016. And at the time, I had been kind of entertaining somebody in the UK. And, he was just like, what's going to happen? Are you still coming? Because I was supposed to come 2016. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, in 2016, ITT Tech, which is where I was going to school, just shut down randomly. That was the setback of 2016. Okay, so I was planning on getting this certification along with my project management, and suddenly the school closed, and it was a big nightmare. Okay, so it pushed it back because I was trying to pivot and decide what I was going to do regarding the school thing. Because originally when I was going to go to the UK, I wanted to use my project management and work over there with that. Okay. Well, when that went down, I said, you know what? I was still on this. I was still like, I gotta leave. I'm not wasting no more time, because obviously I was going to have to. The program I was doing at ITT Tech was like a pilot program. Okay, so they were offering these certifications along with the degree. No other schools were offering it. So plus I couldn't get my transcripts. I couldn't transfer out or anything like that. And I thought to myself, like, it was a 2-year program. I don't want to do another 2 years here in the States. I don't want to start over from scratch. I was sick of school. So I was like, you know what? Let's just call it a day with the whole education piece. We're going to go. So I had a conversation with him. I was at the airport. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was at the airport, 2016. He basically gives me this ultimatum. Like, what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? You need to make a decision. What are you going to do? And I was like, okay, I'll be there by my birthday. Okay. So I booked the ticket probably like a month later to move to the UK. All right. So I packed up all my stuff, hopped the plane, and moved to the UK. And so, that was a long story, guys. I had to recall the whole damn thing. Yes. And so tonight's topic is, they thought I was crazy. You know what I mean? When word started getting out that I was in the UK at first, people just thought I was on a vacation because, like I said, I'm a world traveler. So, I had gone to the UK a couple times by now. I was frequenting Mexico. I had already been to Africa. I had been, to several countries. And so people were like, what is going on? So I think it didn't really dawn on them until like a year or two that I was in the UK, that I was like not coming back, because people kept saying, oh, I thought you were back in the States. Are you still in the UK? And I'm like, and then people would be like, oh, I thought you were on holidays. And I'm like, which holiday lasts like 2 years? And I dealt with, people's unwanted opinions about me moving to the UK. When was I coming back? How long was I? But it only intensified when I decided to come to Ghana. Come to Ghana. So at the time I moved to the UK, I quite liked, and I still do to this day, prefer Europe to America. But what I just was not prepared for was the year-round cold weather. Okay, I'm a tropical babe. Okay, at least in the US I could have summertime. You know what I'm saying? And in the US summer is quite hot, and I love hot weather. So I was able to kind of mitigate the really cold winters with hot summers and springs, and but in the UK it was just cold the whole year, and I was like, bro, I am not for this. In addition to that, slave life, see, because in the UK, that's the first time I ever worked a 12-hour shift. And I came to know that like a lot of the jobs are like 10 hours, 12 hours. I was used to that corporate, 8-hour thing. But then again, I was also scarred from the the corporate world. So when I went to the UK, I really didn't want to do corporate. I was like, I just want to do a job. I don't want to do a call center job. I don't really want to do customer service. I just want to have like a physical job and I can just go and leave and be done with it. So I ended up working at a mental hospital there. And I was quite Afrocentric at that time. And I just was just like, basically, to just say it candidly, I was really just tired of the white people. I was just tired of living as a minority and whatever that comes with, because I was so frustrated with the racial construct in America. And then I came to the UK, and the UK version is a lot more covert. The racial construct is definitely there, but they're not as blunt and violent and, expressive with it. Now, we definitely know the sentiments are there, because y'all might have forgot about those race riots they just had, when they was turning up the country. Yeah, a few months ago. Yeah. So it's there. The sentiment is there. It's just like, it's a lot less in your face from day to day. Okay. But I was just tired of all of it. I was just really tired of all of it. And a combination of it all, plus during this time I was frequenting Ghana. Like, once I went to Ghana in 2016, I didn't go in 2017 because obviously I did the big move to the UK. I went back in 2018. I went back in 2019. By 2020, I was living in Ghana full time. And it's been the best move. And anyway, this is a long story, guys. But I'd say all this to say that, yeah, you, as a visionary person, this is normal. Okay. When you branch out and you want to do something that people around you is not going to do, despite the complaints, because again, we know a lot of our people are unhappy in these situations. Even these people that run up on my videos and talk about how they're indigenous Indians and all this stuff, at the end of the day, when they go home and they look themselves in the mirror, they got to be real and know that, hey, the Western world is hostile. America is probably one of the most hostile places for a Black person in the whole world. I mean, the systematic racism is crazy. And currently, with this current administration, the environment is intensifying. Removing checks and balances that protected us a bit, taking those out. It's such a crazy place to be. And the reality is, like, we don't have to deal with that per se. If we decide that we're not going to deal with it, then we have to be creative about that. And the most important element is that you know yourself and that you stand on business, because I'm not a strong Black independent. Okay. I'm not a strong Black independent. Some of you ladies, some of you guys can carry unbelievable burdens. I'm not that way. Okay. I'm more of a soft life advocate. Okay. I can't tolerate the constant grinding, because what I'm going to do is blow something up. I'm going to get to the point of reckoning where I take action. I'm a woman of action. I'm not about to keep on going through it over and over and over again, and there's no recourse, and there's nobody's paying the cost. No, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know myself. And so it was very critical and important for me to change that environment, because I knew the impact that environment was having on me was going to lead me down the point of no return. And so when you start making these serious decisions, you've got to be in tune with yourself enough to know, yes, I'm going down the right path. Okay. You also need to know a lot of people are not going to be on your page. If you are a visionary person, your perspective is way ahead a lot of times. Okay. Because I was able to deduce that, hey, I can't live in the Western world. And that was back then. You see, that was back then. And even though I didn't know anybody else doing it, you guys have the benefit of the doubt currently in this day and age, because you guys have social media. So you're being made aware of what your peers are doing around the world, and you're getting a glimpse of the fact that people are traveling, having digital nomad lifestyles or alternate lifestyles or living internationally. You guys are aware of all that stuff. This was not the move back in 2014, 2015. And I thank God for, Dinah Samir and Taye Uhuru and African American in Africa. Those were the first platforms, the first folks on social media that I connected with that were traveling to the continent and kind of chronicling their journeys. And I'm so grateful for them showing me those realities to make it clear to me that I could do it. And now fast forward to 2025, you know what I'm saying? Like, I now have my new passport. Hello, because I said, what, 10 years? Huh? Y'all know what a passport means. 10 years. Here's my new passport. Yes. Huh? Receipts, receipts, receipts. This is my new British passport. Yes, your girl's dual. Hello. Y'all see that fresh new shiny crest? Yes. All right. So this is the brand new, this is the non-European Union British passport. And then we have, oh, that's right. My residency permit's still on the old one. So currently when I travel, I have to take both because my residency permit, I need to renew that actually. Yeah, I need to renew that. But 10 years ago, it wasn't popular. Now everybody's like, oh my God, Gina, help me. They have a lot of questions. This is quite normal for leaders. Okay. And it only solidifies what I knew. You know what I mean? And the reality is, guys, if you have eyes to see, a lot of times that's your vision. Okay. You can see it, you hear it, you know what is going on. Nobody else sees it, nobody else gets it, nobody else, because I've come to realize that unfortunately among our people, being proactive, being very forward thinking, it's not something that's widespread or heavily promoted. Our people are very reactive. So when something happens, once something goes down, that's when we want to respond. We don't want to think about things in the long run, unfortunately. And so, people of our culture that think ahead, we're the real winners because that gives us the advantage. Now, it can be a lonely road. It can be a very mentally challenging road because obviously when you start going through various things, you don't have points of references to come to and say, hey man, when you were moving overseas, what did you do? Or how do you deal with your banking? Or what do you do about this? Or what do you do about that? You're going to have to research and you're going to have to solve a lot of your own problems. But it's very gratifying when you see that you have made the right choice. And I can honestly tell you guys, I have never, ever regretted leaving the US. The only thing I regret is I didn't leave sooner. I often think probably following university, I shouldn't even have wasted my time because it is what it is over there, guys. And those of you guys that believe in like judicial change and protest, I mean, realistically, it's not probable. It has not worked. In as much protests were a tool used during civil rights, what really pushed the civil rights forward was the economic attack that the Black community dealt on them. Okay, the boycotts and the not spending money. And even in that, it took a whole calendar year for them to get the picture. Okay, they have brainwashed us to have a few modes of action when we are disgruntled with things that are going on that do not bring us results, that do not bring resolution. At times, a new strategy is needed. And in my opinion, environment is so critical to your everyday life. If we want to be honest and look at what the American environment is doing to our people, what the British environment is doing to our people, what the European environment is doing to our people psychologically, financially, romantically, physically. We have to be honest that these environments are having profound impacts on us. And so I know that it was dramatic of me to think about changing my environment. And at that time, again, very few people I knew were doing that, especially in my context. I didn't have a sugar daddy. I didn't move through the Peace Corps or the military. I didn't have a job lined up. I didn't have family meeting me where I was going. I'm not infinitely rich. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go through the channels. Even when I was researching expats, people were not doing it or at least they just were not publishing that type of narrative, the narrative that I have. And, but again, I'm very happy that I prevailed. And I want to promote you guys. Hey, 10 years from now, let me see. Let me give y'all the date. Let me give y'all the date. Okay, so this passport expires the 5th of November, 2034. Okay, so 10 years from now, guys, I hope that you are having a similar ministry where you are like, you know what? I got out there, I made things happen, and I'm in a happier position now. Or because again, watching these things go on in the international community, I have to tell you guys, I'm so happy that I'm in Ghana. When I saw those race riots blowing up in the UK, I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy I'm in Ghana. When I see what's going on with Trump, when I see the snowmen, when I see all that drama, I'm just like, yeah, I'm happy that I've positioned myself elsewhere, so that I don't have to be subject to what's going on. I mean, we can't get around that the continent historically through decades have been one of the safest places in the world. Conflicts here and there, but no world wars here, no bombings, no nuclear, no invasions, no, daily shootings. Bro, this is one of the safest places to be. Real talk. Because these other nations are constantly embroiled in drama, violence, and wars and problems and conflicts. So 10 years ago, they said I was crazy. They told me I wouldn't make it. I was going to have to be back in the States. Now they're hitting me up for advice. Now they're sliding in my DMs. Now they're sending me emails. Gina, can you help me? What do you think? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm authority now. And because of me, because I'm a mature person, I don't flex on them and say, I told you so. I don't do that. It's not necessary. Your example is enough. But yeah, it's true. I told you so. Hello, shout out to the African Superstar family. Okay, guys, I did say I would open up the chat room today. So if anybody wants to call in, talk to me, add anything to this message, the link is in there. Big shout out to the African Superstar family. Don't forget to like the stream. You can also support the stream. I appreciate all the support and love from our channel. Yes, 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 yes. Brown Coat Blue says, I tell people the same thing. I'm a tropical man. Yeah. I mean, the truth is, I've always been a tropical person, but I was in the Ohio environment. But it was through my travels I deduced that, man, I really, really prefer to live in a tropical environment because, you see, maybe some of you guys is different. The environment has a profound impact on me. Cold weather makes me angry. It makes me bitter. It makes me not want to go out. It makes me moody. It makes me not want to be social. It really plays into like a lot of facets of my life. Now some of you guys are snowbirds. You guys like autumn and winter and you see the leaves falling down and it's so nice. Yeah, I'm not that way. Okay. The cold weather makes me just want to hole up in my bed and try to be warm. And I remember one time my girlfriend called me in the UK, my girlfriend Nicola, and she was like, girl, every time I call you, you're always in the bed. And I'm like, it's the warmest place in my drafty UK building. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to the African superstar family. Lawmaker Blue says yes, call centers and customer service. Yeah, and see, you see, my whole goal was to start reducing unnecessary stress. Okay. And when I took an aerial view of my life, I realized that a lot of my energy was being siphoned for things that didn't even pertain to me. So I was caring about this and I was fixing this. And for those of you guys that work in customer service, you spend your whole day trying to fix other people's problems and taking on their anger and taking on their stress. And it's very, very draining. And then when you get off of work, you still have your own life to manage. You have your own kids to deal with. You have your own problems. So in like a typical day here in Ghana, I might have one thing on my docket to do, one objective, one thing to do, or one problem to solve, or maybe two. When you're doing customer service or call centers, you might be dealing with like 50, 60 problems in a day. And what does that do? Stresses you, taxes you, makes you upset, makes you frustrated, makes you drained, makes you tired. Because problems are stressful. And in those settings, you are expected to solve people's problems. And so my goals were like, let me reduce all of this unnecessary pressure because I'm a soft life girl. And I also want to preserve my youth. And I know that this stress is going to age me and it's going to make me, unattractive. I mean, because you're just dealing with so much. Yes. And so I just wanted a normal job. And that was a good thing. It was a good thing to just have a day job, basically. Not call customer service, not retail, not anything. I was dealing with the clients at the hospital, and they have their own set of challenges. But again, it's kind of a contained environment. Like our wards had like maybe 10 patients on it, and then a couple members of staff. So, again, you're reducing your interactions with the general public because you're dealing with this specific group, and you're working at the hospital, so you see them day in and day out. And not to say that situation is not also taxing. I think the worst part about the hospitals is them long ass shifts, excuse my language, but yeah, 12 hours. I'm thinking, like, who the hell came up with this? Why are they being cheap? There should be 3 shifts, because 12 hours up in there is crazy. And when I first came, I used to be knocked out. I used to be knocked out on the couch, and I mean, gone. Because 12 hours is too much. I'm programmed on that 8 hours. So when them 8 hours, what I'm saying? I just lost all the interest. Shout out to the family. What's up, Wildflower? Good to see you. GK, yes, honey, I know. Thank you so much. I was, and they was laughing, but y'all know that song Nas and P Diddy. Y'all, you can hate me now. Yes. Again, I try to be humble, guys. I don't flex a lot, but you can hate me now, cause I won't stop now. And I continue to make my life here in Ghana good. You understand? I'm well aware that people try to speak negatively over my journey. So I want to make sure that I'm victorious. So again, still investing a lot of that energy that we expend needlessly out to external causes, just trying to pour it onto myself and pour it into the issues that I'm encountering and my dreams and my aspirations, and manifesting those things. Yes, girl, I'm a soft life advocate. I'm not strong black independent. Hello, I told you guys a lot of time. That's not a compliment, ladies. I know some of you guys are like, yeah, I am strong. You might be strong interim because you gotta be, maybe your situation. Okay, but if you could segue into the soft life, you need to have that skill. I'm not like them. What does Kendrick say? They not like us? Yeah, I'm not like them. I can't take a lot of stress. Okay, I can't. I'm like the white girls in that area. I can't. I'll break down, cry. I can't. I'm not strong independent. Don't come to me thinking I can manage and juggle. I cannot. And I'll be quick to tell you I cannot. I cannot. I don't care. I'm disengaged. Hello. One of my girlfriends from TikTok, her name is Esther, and her platform is called Wakanda Life Is This. She's so hilarious. But she did a live stream yesterday that told the black women to take off your cape. Okay? Take off your cape. Put down your cape. Stop trying to overdo it and save and be caring for people that don't care for you, doing for people that don't do for you. If you ever have a need and you struggle to find people to help assist you with your stuff, then when they have problems or when every other people have problems, it's not your problem. I know it's all messed up what's going on in Israel and Gaza, but I'm gonna be honest. I know this is controversy. I really don't care. There's things happening in the Sudan. There's things happening in Cameroon. There's things happening in the Congo. Okay, Ethiopia. These are some conflict areas, and these people look like me, and these people going through things that I go through. I care about their situation. I don't care about the others, and that's just the truth. You know, that's just it. So learn to disengage from things that don't serve you, people that don't serve you. You are not obligated to care about their causes. Okay? All right. Yes, yes, yes. Wildfire says struggle and hustle life is a trauma response. Exactly. Realistically, guys, struggle and hustle, it's supposed to be an interim thing. Okay? So let's say, you're doing your university. Okay, and maybe you got a part-time job and you're trying to do school. Okay, the goal is eventually you're going to graduate, and then you're going to have a degree, and that degree is supposed to give you opportunity, open doors for you. It doesn't always, but anyway, I'm just saying the struggle and the hustle is supposed to be interim. It's not supposed to be perpetual, guys. No, you're not supposed to just be indefinitely struggling. No. Okay, you hustle interim. Okay, you hustle to get up, you know, coast. As we say here in Ghana, onapo. Onapo means in the comfortable lead. It means that you're cruising. Okay? You're supposed to onapo. You're not supposed to be constantly struggle life all the time. That's why you look too old, ladies. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. That's why you got health problems, weight problems, can't sleep at night. You're doing too much. Today I went to the beach. Hello? Can y'all see my tan lines? See the tan lines? I went to the beach today and I just had the best time sitting out there in the sunshine. I was working on my music and singing and it was fantastic. And I reminded myself, Gina, it's February. If you were in the UK, you would not be doing this. If you were in Ohio, you would not be doing this because it's cold AF. And you made the right decision. Look at how happy you were on this Sunday evening at the beach. Huh? It was great. Soft life. Half the times my friends call me here and they're like, Gina, what you doing today? What's been up? Shout out to my homegirl, Monica. Monica called me the other day. She's like, so what's been up? What you doing? And I didn't barely have nothing to tell her. Because from day to day, it's low key. And I like it like that. But you see, they have conditioned us to be thinking that we need to always be doing something, right? We always need to be working. What do they say in the workplace? Look busy. If the boss comes, don't just be standing there chilling. In downtime, find something to do, sweep the floors or do this, that. They have programmed us to be perpetually in motion, guys. And realistically, that is not a good way to go. Okay, you're going to overwork yourself and stress yourself. As you get older too, you need more sleep, more relaxation, more stress control. Okay, not more. You can technically, when you're younger, you're more fit, you're more energetic, you can maybe tolerate more stuff. The older you get, you need to, tone it down, bring it down a little bit. All right. Shout outs to the family. Guys, the chat room is open. If you have any comments, to add. I'm talking about they laughed. Told me I wasn't going to make it when I had my British passport, when I told them I was moving out the country. Huh? They was like, you're not going to make it. Matter of fact, and also peep this, guys. These is all my stamps. Huh? Yeah. International traveler, if you didn't know. I like to show those receipts every now and then. Does your favorite YouTuber have it? I don't know. But they laughed. Now we're in the new decade. And your girl, a lot has gone on in 10 years. You know what I mean? A lot has happened in 10 years since 2020, 15. You know, a lot is going on. You know, and I'm grateful. But again, it was led by me. It was self-led. It was self-driven. I'm the one who made these things happen. You know, so shout out to the African superstar family. But this is just such a good point from Wildflower. Struggle and hustle life is a trauma response. It's not supposed to be perpetual, guys. Just, you know, just a period in your life to getting better. And if you feel like your whole life is a struggle, some evaluation needs to take place where you determine what needs to happen. Because that's precisely what I did when I was like, I don't like this lifestyle that I have in the Western world. I don't like this lifestyle. I don't like this slave life, working all the time and, you know, poor social life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that. I need to relax. You know, I saw these little white girls, like I said, they break a nail, they're crying. Okay, the dog died, they're crying. Okay, their favorite celebrity, they can't take much pressure, and the whole world knows it. Yet, for us, they just keep piling on, piling. No, I can't. I cannot do it. Okay, my thresholds are low. Okay, I can't take on nothing. I can't. Or as I say in the UK, I can't. I can't. I cannot. Big shout outs. What's up? What's up? Lawmaker Blue says, not thinking in the long run is a very big issue in our community. Yeah, we're behind because we just entertain today and now, and you know, but again, if you are a forward thinker, this is your advantage. Okay? And you just need to again disassociate yourself from people that are also not forward thinking. Why don't you take advantage of the fact that you have the vision? Now, guys, I'm celebrating 10 years of you know being a forward thinker. Imagine that I was waiting on, let me tell you, out of all of my friends in the US, my close friends, my you know childhood friends, university, college mates, and all of that, only one has currently left the US and moved abroad. Only one. And she just moved abroad a few months ago. That's my girlfriend, Nicola, who moved from Virginia and moved to Portugal. So that means that if I would have been waiting for my friends to get on board with me in this decade that has just passed by, then more than likely I'll still be in Ohio because nobody's ready. And I would like to say, I know that to a certain point, I have also influenced my girlfriend, Nicola, moving. So that means that she probably wouldn't have moved before I moved, that the fact that I moved was a, you know, motivation to her or resource to her. Yeah. So when you are a forward thinker, guys, that goes for you too when you come here to the continent. Stop wasting your time trying to convince people that aren't, you know, trying to war with you and all of that. Don't waste your time. Just position yourself to take advantage of some of those benefits. Okay, the time will come. The time will come. Because of why? Because our people are reactive. We know our people by now. So when stuff hits the fan, they're going to be scrambling. They're going to be clamoring. They're going to be stressed. They're going to be worried. Okay, we can bank on it. Why don't we put ourselves in position because we're forward thinking? Okay, we have the advantage on them. We're way ahead of them in some ways because they're not even getting positioned. All right, use that to your advantage. And that allows you to become an authority, a resource, maybe even an entrepreneur around that. There are diasporans currently making money off of other diasporans here on the continent because why? Because they were the forward thinking person. And that's just the truth. Big shout out to the African superstar family. Brown Coat Blue says now they got systemic ways of incriminating boycotting. Big shout outs to you guys. GK says, me and Babe will be out of here for sure. SMP all day. Our mission statement, strategy, maturity, and patience. That's what SMP means. For those of you guys that don't know, yes. Does anyone want to join me in the chat room? The chat room is now open. PP Bob, I don't know. You're doing poetry now? You're crazy. Big shout outs to PP Bob. He's back with his facts and figures. Says the average person is productive 3 to 5 hours. If you build a business and have a 4-day work week and do 4 to 6 hours a day, your employees will be productive and profits increase and you pay them like full time. I mean, and honestly, guys, I noticed that when I was in the workplace, I would start checking the time more at 4 hours. I could do the 4 hours without really thinking about it. The 4 hours would go by. But he's right. After that, it's like you're checking your time. You're losing concentration. You're losing focus. But again, they don't care about that because it's all about profits. Why would they let you work 4 to 6 hours when they can squeeze out double, triple of that from you? And then maybe offer you overtime so you're going to work extra hours too. Brown Coat Blue says strong independent is a trap to keep you from meeting that chocolate prince and multiple. Yeah, I'm not strong independent. Okay. I need you. I want you. Whatever. I might even pout if I don't get my way. My man says I'm a little spoiled, but that's okay. But he like it. But I'm like, yeah, because I need, like, you're a man. I can't do. There's limits to what I can do. Sorry. Big shout outs. Yes. Tuco Pamajoa, I see you there. Yes. Thank you so much for the compliments. I know I'm on the right page. I know a lot of you guys are on the right page, even though people think that we are crazy. But it's crazy how we get the last laugh, though. Because people just really are mystified by my persistence of being here in Ghana. Like it blows their mind. And I'm just thinking, like, guys, like, Africa is not uninhabitable. I don't know why people, I mean, don't get me wrong, figuring out your life here might be a little challenging, but I'm just like, bro, this is a feasible place to live, especially from Westerners. And I was reading this article from this black man from Memphis who relocated to Thailand. And he says he goes to the States for the summertime and works for 3 months and then comes back to Thailand and chills the rest of the year. And I'm like, exactly my point. Exactly something that Westerners can do. If you're a soft life advocate, and I mean, hell, if you've been working decades and back to back, you can work the whole summertime. You can sacrifice that little 3 months, 4 months, whatever, get yourself together, go back, come back to the motherland, get your land, get your apartment secure, duh. S.A. Smith, good to see you. We were brainwashed to focus on tragedy happening to other people and the same or worse happening to our own people. How does that make sense? Exactly. You know what I mean? And this brainwashing also makes us think that we don't deserve things, that we're just supposed to always be struggling, that life is supposed to be hard. And I'm just like, oh no, not for me. No. because I knew that I was creatively made and I'm a really special and dynamic person. After all, this is what my mom's been telling me my whole life. So I'm like, the lifestyle is not matching. But however, my lifestyle here in Ghana suits me very well. And that's why I'm always so happy. And guys, don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. Just use it as a benchmark for yourself. Because if you are like me and you feel like the lifestyle is not matching, you're like, yeah, I'm a relaxer. I'm a soft life person. I'm a tropical person. I'm a cool, calm individual. You see, living in the Western world always had your girl on 10, always stressed, always in a very like compressed state of mind. You know what I'm saying? Have me on edge. I used to be so angry. I remember I used to just be sighing all the time. I would just be sitting there because your mind is running at like 200 miles per hour. You'd be sitting there thinking about this. You'd just be like, just be sighing, 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 sighing. And I noticed the last time I went to the UK, it came back. I was dealing with so many problems and I was just like, oh my God. Just science, science, science. The stress is too much, guys. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be your life. Now, some of our people, they are very much slaves. So they're happy for their little sliver and their little piece of the pie. I made a video about that. But if you're not, have the courage to find something else going on. Sweetberry 32, I see you there. Yes, yes, yes. PP about, I don't know what you're talking about. That's an inappropriate comment. Sweetberry 32. Yes, you need to relax, honey pie. All right, all right, all right. Yes, I'm going. Yes, Brown Coat Blue, he's got the 5-year plan going. So he's working hard for that 5 years to set himself up. Whatever it takes, guys. I mean, I think it requires creativity. Because again, we're doing things that our peers are not doing, and there's really no blueprint for this. There's no blueprint for the American to move back to Ghana. There's no the blueprint for the American to move to Thailand or South Africa, whatever. So we're enterprising. We're we got a blank canvas and we're painting it. and that's real freedom. You see, and I know real freedom actually like unnerves people and makes people scared because they're so used to the box they've been functioning in, and they're so used to like instruction being given to them being told what to do and all of that. Real leaders love freedom because they get to paint the canvas how the hell they want to paint it. I love carving out my life here in Ghana because I don't like people telling me what to do, especially the white people. I've had enough of them telling me what to do. So I love like this opportunity to mold my own life on my own terms. Now in as much it that part of it is so much fun, but for some people that part of it could be overwhelming, trying to work it out and put it together. But for me, I'm just like, yeah, because I weigh it. I'm like, it's either going to be them dominating, controlling my whole life and me having no freedom and potentially me burning up something or blowing up something out of frustration, or I just have to compel myself to action. I just have to solve problems. I just have to create the way. So I choose that way. But shout outs to Bronco Blue for his strategy, that's going to get him what he wants at the end of the day. Wildfire says dysregulated nervous system all due to the environment being toxic. And a lot of us, we just medicate. We just think it's normal. We think sleeping pills are normal. And we think being depressed is normal. And we think dealing with seasonal blues are normal. Hello? And we think struggle life, struggle love life, struggle friendship, we think it's all normal. And instead of us investigating and saying, you know what, maybe this environment's not for me. I know there's all these strong independents, they can handle it, but as for me, I'm overwhelmed. It's not for me. I'm a go to the beach on Sunday, listen to my music and relax kind of girl. Suntan on fleek kind of girl. Spend my afternoons at the gym kind of girl. No alarm clock kind of girl. Huh? Yes. That's my road. Walk down my street. Sweetberry says most of us have been conditioned to believe the worst about Africa. Our people's minds have been poised against Africa. I totally agree. Poised, poisoned, same thing. Just and a lot of our people can't get over it. I think it's great actually. Because I think honestly, the Western world can be tolerate a lot more when you have things to look forward to. So, for instance, like Brown Coat Blue, he's working hard because he knows, okay, I just need to get this money, or I'm going to retire in a couple years, or this is my game plan, and then I'm out of here. And you can just put, that's a lot better than the aimless working forever. Because quite frankly, most of my generation, I don't think we're ever going to be in a position to retire. They keep extending the retirement age. Some of you guys, unfortunately, you're not going to live up to that date or whatever. And or if you do reach that date, because the cost of living in the Western world, you still will not have enough income to survive, which makes you continue to work. So if you are able to pivot and you're like, you know what, I can, you know, I'm going to work in the US for the summer, or I'm going to do 6 months. There are some nomad jobs, there are some temporary jobs and contract jobs, or some of you guys are like traveling nurses. You can do that kind of stuff and then just, I'm out. After my contract's up, I'm going to go on a cruise for 6 months. I'm going to go to Africa. I'm going to stay in the islands. I'm going to do Airbnb in Thailand, whatever. It's up to you to paint the canvas, guys. It's up to us to paint the canvas. Tuco Parmajoa says, I know that exact same feeling, especially when I was working and having to look after those folks. You hit the nail on the head. Big shout outs to you. What's up? What's up? What's up? I don't think it's an awkward feeling, PP Bob, because they don't care. White people don't care nothing about anything at all. About us, how we feel, nothing. You, as a black person, maybe might feel awkward, but they don't care. Yes, 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 yes. All right, family. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this nostalgic episode, where I shared a bit of my story. Shout outs to the African Superstar family, both new and old. Those of you guys that are just kind of getting to know me. Yeah, 10 years ago, they told me I was crazy. Now they're calling me for advice. That can be you too if you actually take action and realize your dreams. And realizing your dreams not up to nobody else. Okay. Contrary to popular belief, again, the government, God, hopes, prayers, meditation. No. Just rein it in. It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to the decisions you make and the actions that you take. That's it. That's all that it is. So, 10 years from now, when my current British passport expires again, where will you be? What will you be doing? Will you be closer to your dream, or will you still be talking about it? Will you be elderly on my channel typing the keyboard? It's up to you. Days are passing. We have fewer days ahead than we have past. Okay. If I'm 41 years old, add another 41 years, that's 82. Okay. Now, women, we have long lifespans. There's a chance I can make it to 82. But some of you guys, you double up your age and for a fact you're not going to be here anymore. So stop delaying trying to realize those dreams and start putting the rubber to the road. All right. If Ghana is on your horizons and you want to come and visit, let your African superstar help you with your trip. We have an upcoming tour October 19th through the 26th. I would love to see those of you guys that are interested to come. Obviously, Ajike, she's here with us. She came on one of our tours last year and had a lovely time. Actually, there's a video of her on the channel kind of talking about her tour with us. And so, if you're interested, make 2025 your year. I offer bespoke tours, and we have our big collaborative tour in October. So, there's opportunities for you to realize that dream particularly. If you want to come to Africa and you just, you've been prolonging it, putting it off, you're scared, so on and so forth. I mean, obviously, you see our African superstars here living. 5 years I've been living. I'm doing okay. I live a great life. And I would love to show the continent to others of you that are curious that in one position you were where, I was where you were too. Shaw, thank you so much. Ajike, you guys hear it from the horse right here. She came, joined us here from St. Louis and Ghana. We took care of her, picked her up from the airport, was with her the full trip, took her back to the airport. Hello. And she's still alive to tell the tale. So yes, if you guys also want to join us here in Ghana, go to www.tayeahuru.com. Book our next tour. It's in October. So by now you have some time to, organize yourself and get ready. And we would definitely be happy to welcome you here to Ghana. Big shout outs to all my moderators and all my longtime viewers. I really love you guys. Thank you so much for encouraging me and motivating me to keep coming here day after day, reaching out to my peers, trying to share the good news about what the continent means to me and what it could potentially mean to you. They laughed at me, but now I'm the big kahuna. Some even went as far to tell me that I'm failed. I was going to fail. And then, what I'm saying? Like, hello. I'm letting them know that it's possible. You feel me? All right, family. I'm going to wrap up now, okay? I love you guys. Thank you so much. You guys are in the chat room showing a lot of love. I really appreciate you guys. Yes, I will see you guys all again soon. Until we meet again, stay black and true. If you ain't black, just stay true.